And then time permitting, we want to do a little data analytics using there we go. Alrighty. So as you can see, I've actually got a little bit of head start to save us some time. We got the Debian right there. You notice it's actually fairly small, 397 megabytes. It does a lot of installation from the web. That's why it's called net install. So let's go ahead, and it should take about 10 to 15 minutes to fully install. And in the meantime, we'll all right. Man, I'm in a generous mood, so I'm going to give it 100 gigabytes of space. Hey, we got almost a gig, almost got a terabyte and a quarter to spare. What's 100 gigabytes here or there for a new install? Can't overwrite machine folder. What does that mean? What does that mean? You know what that's due? Not quite sure why that's doing that for. You know, we got all this crap here. Interesting. It was when I uninstalled the package, it was supposed to the trouble was it wasn't actually, well, I was deleting the files. It wasn't. It wasn't actually removing the so let me know if the sound and the picture is looking okay there, all right? Here we go. Let's just give this a cryptic username. And as DT would say, my super secret password. And let's give it, hopefully the next few days I'll have, I'll be going from 16 to 32 gigabytes of memory. So over here, let's just give it 100 gigabytes of space. Let's go back. I think we missed something over here, didn't we? Back. Okay, let's check our settings here. We won't give ourselves I'm going to come back and change that later on. There we go. Okay, now you can see that it's installing. As I said, this will take about 10 to 15 minutes. In the meantime, let's go over and let's look at, I actually started out with Ubuntu 20.04, just to stay in Ubuntu. to install. The trouble is that it didn't have some of the well, it didn't have it had R. You can install R, a slightly little version of R, but it didn't have R Studio as an option. Didn't have code as a straight install. You had to go out and download. So but for some reason, so then I said, let's take a look at Linux Mint. Okay, Linux Mint, and that was okay. Then I thought, what the heck? Let's just do a Debian install. I like Debian a little better. It seems to have more of the package I want to install already there. But besides the system install, we're going to install maybe three desktop or three environments. i3 Window Manager, maybe Make, and maybe Cinnamon also, as well as the Rafi little menu thing for the Rafi menu for the i3, the little pop-up menu. Installing base system, Linux image 5.10.2, AMD 64. So did it ever start over here? Well, there that is. So we know that's there. So let's just go to Anaconda then. Anaconda, install. The world's most popular data set. And since we're actually going to, what we could do, just for the fun of it, so while we're waiting here, let's just go over and, hey, let's just take a look at Anaconda on cloud, okay? This. That's okay. So what exactly do we have here? Let's see, server not running. How are you doing over here? So you can see select install software, 5 minutes and a few seconds. There are other online Python environments. You got Google Colab, you got Kaggle has it. Oh, so this is Jupyter Labs. Anaconda 3.9 console notebook. This usage 100 megabytes. Well, that's not very much. Let's come out of here. What goes 100 megabytes of space? Come on. Anaconda.com. What we're looking for here is the documentation. All these things here, user cases, resource, library. What we're looking for is not what we're looking is what I'm looking for is the documentation. Come back over here. 2 minutes still to go. Let's try something here. There's a, it's kind of odd. It doesn't appear to be a link. Here we go. Debian, let's see. To use GUI package with this, you need to install the following dependencies. Do I really need to do this? Do I really need to run these? So it is docs.anaconda.com. Download the Linux installer. In the terminal, run the following. SH number, we're checking that. Install for 3.7 or 2.7. Oh, 37 minutes remaining. Wow, I didn't think it took that long. Good grief. Well, the good news, we have plenty of time to review some documentation, don't we? Grecian. Python. Learn all the best practices and tips. Navigator. Server. I thought there was more than that. just starting out. Okay, getting started. See, an Anaconda. Conda works on the command line interface, such as Anaconda prompt on Windows or terminal on US and Linux. The Navigator is a desktop graphical user environment that allows you to locations and easily manage Conda packages. You can try both Conda and Navigator to see which one is right for you. Try this simple programming exercise with Navigator and command line to help you decide the approach you want. So use Anaconda Navigator to launch an application. Then create and run a simple Python program with Spider and Jupyter Notebook. Watch our short training video. Watch our short training videos on Anaconda Learning to get Jupyter Notebooks and Jupyter Labs along with that. Okay. Okay, run Python Spider IDE. I don't care if it's Python. More for visual learner, follow along with to create a simple Python program. Okay, launch Spider by clicking on the Spider launch button. I didn't think it took this long to install last time. Launch Spider by clicking on the Spider launch button. The new file on the left side, delete any placeholder text. Click
You'll need to make on your data literacy journey is whether you should install Anaconda distribution or Miniconda. Think of Anaconda distribution like a store-bought laptop, assembled and ready to go right out of the box. If you're new to data science, this is probably the right choice for you. The Anaconda distribution installer comes stocked with everything you'll need. Conda, the command line package manager, Anaconda Navigator, the desktop GUI for launching applications and managing packages, environments, and channels, the latest version of Python supported by Anaconda distribution, and over 350 curated packages for data science and machine learning. Miniconda, on the other hand, is like a computer built from scratch. You can optimize your experience to be exactly what you want, but it requires more experience to make it all work correctly. The Miniconda installer only includes Conda, its dependencies, one of which is Python, and Navigator, making it about 10 times smaller than the Anaconda distribution installer. Once you've installed Miniconda, install only the packages you need. Download the version of Python and Miniconda that's right for you from our Miniconda documentation. To install Anaconda distribution, check out our install videos or consult our installation documentation.
Let's just watch a few little intro videos while we're waiting here.
In this video, we'll learn about modules, packages, and libraries. I'll also point you in the direction of some data science and machine learning packages available. Modules, packages, and libraries save you time because they let you reuse existing code rather than writing code from scratch, allowing you to stay organized and work more efficiently. A module is related code saved together in one file. A package is a collection of modules. A Python library usually overlaps packages. However, the words library and package are often used interchangeably. Let's focus on a common set of tools that cover the most fundamental tasks in the realm of data science and machine learning. To keep things simple, every tool mentioned in this video is compatible with Python. The most popular packages for data analysis are Pandas, NumPy, and SciPy.
SciPy, baby.
Write a wide variety of data, perform numerical integration, interpolation, linear algebra, and more. For machine learning, you'll likely use TensorFlow, scikit-learn, PyTorch, or Keras. You can use these for classification, regression, and clustering, predictive analytics, and building models.
Is it really going to take an hour to install that?
Popular packages include Matplotlib, Bokeh, Plotly, and Streamlit. These let you make interactive visualizations, dashboards, and widgets. To learn how to add these and other packages to your Conda environments, check out our Conda workflow video.
What is Conda? Conda is an open source tool for managing package repositories, package dependencies, and environments for all programming languages.
You know, maybe what I really need is Miniconda.
In your kitchen, there is a pantry where you store utensils, appliances, and ingredients. In the world of Conda, the package repository acts like a pantry. But instead of finding utensils, appliances, and ingredients, you'll find software programs known as packages. Let's say you're making mashed potatoes. You'll probably need a pillar, a potato masher, salt, pepper, and butter. Potato dish depends on those utensils and ingredients. Similar world, each package may depend on other packages. For example, when you install the package Pandas, you automatically install other packages that Pandas depend on NumPy. Perhaps you're using a meal kit to make your mashed potatoes, which comes with a recipe and all the necessary ingredients. You can create a reproducible meal from the recipe that someone else has created.
So select and install software, but you don't actually get to select anything.
Like Idaho Gold, Russet, or purple potatoes. Similarly, in the Conda world, act like meal kits. You can create a reproducible environment from a environment.yaml file that you or someone else created.
Thanks. Let's go over here now.
Welcome back. At this point in your journey with Anaconda, you should have the Anaconda distribution or Miniconda installed on your computer.
Miniconda,
video,
baby.
We'll cover the most common first steps of the Conda workflow: creating an environment, activating your newly created environment, installing packages, launching JupyterLab, and and deactivating your environment. Let's get started. First, open a terminal if you're using a Mac or Linux machine, or Anaconda prompt if you're using Windows. Run conda -- version to verify that Conda is installed and running correctly. To see which environment you are currently on, run conda env list. You'll always begin in the base environment. However, you should always create and use a separate environment from the base environment. I'll explain why in a minute. So, let's create a new environment. We'll call it example. Run conda create -- name example. For your environment, just replace the word example with your desired environment name. Alternatively, we can create an environment with a specific package version. For example, if we wanted to create this example environment with Python 3.9 specifically, we could run conda create -- name example Python equals 3.9. Now that you've created your environment, you'll want to activate it. This moves you out of base and into your new environment, where you can install separate, distinct versions of Python and packages specifically for your project, without affecting your base environment packages. You may want to run conda env list again, just to make sure your new environment is in your environment list, but it's not required. Then, simply run conda activate example. Once you're in your new environment, list to see your installed packages. You can then use conda install to install any additional packages you need for your project. For example, you can install JupyterLab, Dask, Pandas, all with a single command. Conda install JupyterLab, Dask, Pandas, hvplot. If you can't find a package on the default Conda channel, you can search for it on anaconda.org, where robust channels like Conda Forge host many additional packages. To install a package from Conda Forge, for example, simply add -c to the command to specify the channel name. Install -c conda-forge.
Sometimes the bridge network works better than the hopefully I didn't screw things up when I switched to a bridge. I could have disconnected the system, and that would certainly suck.
Conda stats. Now we can launch JupyterLab by running Jupyter-Lab. Once JupyterLab's are, we can run a simple math problem to make sure everything's working correctly. To end your Jupyter Lab session, go back to the terminal and hit Control-C. Deactivating your environment before switching to another environment is a best practice that can save you a lot of trouble once you begin working with multiple projects.
No, this isn't good. I may have screwed up when I tried to switch the network adapter. Even though it says it's working. Okay, let's watch this for a couple of minutes, because if it doesn't change in like 5 minutes, I probably screwed up. Although in the past, it seems like the bridge connection would work better than the NAC, because technically we are bridging two networks. You use a bridge to connect two networks that are the same, and technically we are using this is a bridge. We're bridging from our environment here into the across to the computer itself. Did I screw up here or what? What do you think?
To deactivate your current environment, run conda deactivate. Great work! You just made real progress in your data literacy journey. Stay tuned for more tutorials from Anaconda.
This doesn't look good. Or I can launch code by typing code in the window.
Welcome back. In this video, we'll create a simple Python program in VS Code, create a conda environment to run the program, and run the program with a bug. Open VS Code. The first thing we'll do is add the Python extension from the Extensions tab. The particular tool provides rich support for the Python language and is necessary for the work we're doing in this video. Okay, let's make a new file for our program. Under File, select New File. An untitled file appears. The first line prompts you to select a language. Select Python. Now, let's create our simple program. Type print hello Anaconda. Then save the file. We'll call it example.py. The py extension signifies a Python file type. Click Run in the menu bar and select Run Without Debugging. You can see the script ran successfully by printing hello Anaconda. To see what happens when your script contains an extra closing parenthesis to your hello Anaconda line and click the Run button again. The console now alerts you to a syntax error, while the script highlights the error. Welcome back. In this video, we'll create a simple Python program in VS Code, create a conda environment to run the VS Code. The first thing we'll do is add the Python extension from the Extensions tab. This popular tool provides rich support for the Python language and is necessary for the work we're doing in this video. Welcome back. In this video, we'll create a simple Python program in a text editor, create a content
I think
to
I
run that
screwed up.
program, run the program,
I think I
and run the
screwed up.
program with a bug. Open a basic.
I think I screwed up because nothing's happening here. Shut that machine. Oh, Dave. Suppose we start it again. Or suppose we don't start. Suppose we exit out. Then restart it. Settings. Okay, let's see what happens now. Crap. Okay. Power off. Come back over here. It never hurts to start over from scratch again sometimes. Oh gosh, I'm down to 1.44 terabytes of data. Let's empty this. Holy smoke, look at 11 gigabytes of data. Goodness gracious, what in the devil am I trying to... Of course, Anaconda is a favorite tool of Medallion Stallion, as he's also known. You know, one thing about my live streams, what you're looking at is a raw live stream. There's no editing, there's no special lighting, there's no special cameras. If it works, it's great. If it doesn't, well, we have to try something else, or we have to start over. And sometimes we have to, okay. Look at all those items. Look at all those items we're uninstalling there. Is that crazy or what?
Text editor. I'll be using TextEdit for this demonstration on my Mac, but these instructions work for Notepad if you're using Windows. Let's take care of a couple formatting matters first. To prevent any text from converting to RTF, click Format, then select Make Plain Text. To prevent the text editor from auto-correcting as you type, click Edit, then under
Okay. Over here, one more time. New. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. Let's click through a little more slowly this time. Let's go with processor. Click through slowly here. We could allocate all the space, but we're not. Okie dokie, finished. Powering up VM.
In this video, you'll create your very first Python notebook using Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Lab. We'll try this first using the classic
I did it again.
server. Create and explore a Python notebook. I have my notebook server running. You can bring this up using the command line or using the Anaconda navigator. Now I have.
You saw what I did, didn't you? I wanted to change the network from NAT to bridged. All right. Installing base system. In terms of Anaconda, we could do Anaconda mini, but you know what? Hey, let's just load everything in there all at one time. That's what this terabyte size drive is all about. That's why we got 100 gigabyte install on this partition, so we could just we're going, as you said, we're going to install everything, including the kitchen sink. We're just going to throw everything onto our Debian partition and VMware and just run with it. Okay. So I wonder if I can install Python 3.10 into my environment. The idea, hopefully we will get a chance to look at the Tidy Tuesday data set for this week. Has to do with free range egg productions. retrieving file 4 or 5. Of course, the first thing I'm going to do is we'll run an update for Debian. Maybe even install a couple window managers, and then go and then head for the Anaconda install. Eight seconds remaining. 11, 10 seconds, 9 seconds remaining. So what about you guys? Are you if you're in the background watching, of course, hey, you know, thanks for stopping by, but it'd be fantastic if you just stop by the chat session. Let me know who you are, where you live in the world, what your current status is. Are you a student? Are you a data scientist? Are you a data analyst? What's your current situation? Also, of course, be sure to click the bell icon. That way you'll be notified whenever I go live, okay? "25 seconds configuring app." You know, I think what you want to do is you want to start up your environment and then run your Jupyter Labs, your code from within inside your environment. One minute, 12 seconds to go. As you know from the other videos, I'm really more of an R programmer / SQL programmer type of guy. I did get a call from a recruiter, sort of an introductory call from a recruiter named Chandra with what they call Oxford. You know, this is the kind of year I think when the new budgets, the new budgets generally kick in after the first of the year, so now they can go back, look at staffing needs and stuff like that. You know, will I get a job? Will I even get? Well, the first goal is this: to get an interview with a client. That's the first goal, right? People say, well, gee, can I get a job? The question is not can you get a job with that certification. The question is, can you even get an interview? Actually, before you get an interview, you got to get a call from a recruiter or a person in HR saying, hey, we got a position. Are you interested? So you post your resume online at LinkedIn or Indeed or whatever. You wait for people to call you. You submit your resume to prospective clients through the website. They call you. You set up. They say, I got a client who is we think would be a good fit. So I say, yeah, go ahead, submit my resume to these people. The resume, they call back and the recruiter say, yeah, this guy looks good. Why don't you set up any for Dave and me, for Dave and us, so we can talk to him more about this position. So then I speak to the recruiter, and then the client calls the recruiter back and says, yeah, we want Dave on the job. Recruiter calls me and says, hey, great news, Dave, you got the job. One of the advantages of my experience is working through recruiters and as a contractor is, I mean, there's the decision to make hire or not are like within 24 hours. I mean, if you're working through a recruiter and you didn't hear back from a client for a week or even 2 or 3 days, then you didn't get the job. It's as simple as that. Okay, it really is that simple. Because when you go to hire a contractor, they want someone on site as quickly as they possibly can. Okay. You got the money, let's go and get us a contractor who knows Python programming. So what are you guys doing with ChatGPT? Are you using it for R programming, for Python, for are you using it? Does so if we want to use that'd be interesting. Create an Anaconda version for Julia. Oh baby. That would be interesting. That'd be interesting. Select and install software. What do you mean? I'm not selecting any software. Again, don't be shy, folks. Jump into the chat session, say hi. So let's just have a little conversation here about life and programming and data analytics while we're trying to get a Debian installed. "37 seconds.
No notebooks at this point in time. I can use this new drop down off to the top right. In this video, you'll create your very first Python notebook using as well as Jupyter Lab. We'll try this first using the classic Jupyter Notebook server. We'll create and explore a Python notebook. I have my notebook server running using the command line or using the Anaconda navigator. Now I have no notebooks at this point in time. I can use this new drop down off to the top right.
"17 seconds remaining. 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Of course, it's still only 7% through. Maybe it's one of those things where it's 9, and it's like 90% or something like that. It goes from 9 to 90%. You'll see here. We're up to 16 now. Pounding out some packages.
To create my first notebook, I only have Python installed on my machine, so Python 3 is the only option I have for my notebook. And here is my first notebook opened up on a new tab. Every notebook is untitled to begin with. In order to rename a notebook, you can either click on the name of the notebook or go to File and Rename and give your notebook a more meaningful name. I've called this notebook my first Jupyter notebook. I click on rename and I have my notebook all set up with the correct name. Once you've created your notebook in your current working directory, if you go back to the browser page which has your notebook server running, you'll find your notebook listed there, my first Jupyter notebook.ipynb. This is the extension used for all Jupyter notebooks created using Jupyter Notebook or Jupyter Lab. Every notebook comes with a number of drop-down menus for various actions, file-related actions, editing actions having to do with deleting, editing, merging cells, find and replace, and so on. Few settings allow you to configure how exactly a single notebook looks. You can toggle header, toggle toolbar, or toggle line numbers. This will allow you to have line numbers within each cell, especially.
I think 1 hour is 41. I don't remember it taking more than about 20 minutes to install before.
At this point in your journey with Anaconda, you should have the Anaconda distribution or Miniconda installed on your computer. In this video, we'll cover the most common first steps of the Conda workflow: creating an environment, activating your newly created environment, installing packages, launching Jupyter Lab, and deactivating your environment. Let's get started. First, open a terminal if you're using a Mac or Linux machine, or Anaconda prompt if you're using Windows. Run conda -- version to verify that Conda is installed and running correctly. To see which environment you are currently on, run conda env list. You'll always begin.
Okay, this can't take 41 minutes to install.
Environment. However, you should always create and use a separate environment from the base environment. I'll explain why in a minute. So, let's create a new environment. We'll call it example.
Interesting.
Run conda create -- name example. For your environment, just replace the word example with your desired environment name. Alternatively, we can create an environment with a specific package version. For example, if we wanted to create this example,
How about 310? How about 310?
We could run conda create -- name example Python equals 3.9. Now that you've created your environment, you'll want to activate it. This moves you.
All right, and keep in mind that we're installing the OS right now. We haven't got to the Conda part. And it can't take 39 minutes. That's ridiculous. It didn't take 39 minutes before. Hopefully at some point this thing will take like a big jump. Oh, I'm almost tempted to start over again. see if it makes a difference with that can't be right. Okay, let's start over again. Of course, it's costing us more time to start over than it is to just keep going. I realize that. like I was saying, this is okay. Well, maybe even getting uh, maybe even trying to get uh, Debian and Debian and maybe getting Debian and Anaconda may be too big of a goal to see. I used to know why this wasn't working, but now I don't. Because all this looks okay over here. Over here, let's go with 8 gigabytes of memory. Let's go with 4 processors. Moving slowly, 100 gigabytes of space. Okay, now let's go. So let's do this. Stop. I don't want it to. I don't want you to do it yet. Shut down. I want to change the network settings. Now we'll find out if my theory about bridge networks being faster than NATs holds true or not. I mean, it may not make any difference at all. It's just faster. Of course, if this worked, I could come out smelling like roses. If this actually does, this is like a whole lot installing based system. Hmm. If this actually works much faster, it is well worth starting over 3 times. Or is this fourth? Is this the 4th time? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it shouldn't make this type of stuff any faster. The only thing it can make faster is just downloading packages. So is anybody there in the background want to stop by the chat and say hi? Here's the big one. We'll see what happens here. See if this runs any faster. Because this is the big one. This is the one that was really slowing things down. Let's see. 2 minutes, 33 seconds left. Well, it's not taking an hour anyway. Still saying that 5 minutes. It does seem to be a lot faster. Hmm. 2 minutes. This this does seem to be a lot faster. We're not seeing 30, even 20-minute install times at this point. Everything's been under 15 minutes, mostly under 10 minutes. So I'm saying that yeah, the bridge is making a huge difference. Okay, a huge difference. Because we're not seeing the crazy long times. Okay, let's just come up here then.
Out of base and into your new environment, where you can install separate, distinct versions of Python and package for your project without affecting your base environment packages. You may want to run conda env list again just to make sure your new environment is in your environment list, but it's not required. Then simply run conda activate example. Once you're in your new environment, run conda list to see your installed packages.
Well, hey Sebastian, how you doing? Well, you bet. Excellent. Thank you. Greetings from Mexico. Thank you so much. So what were you doing as far as your schoolwork? What's your yeah, greetings from Central Ohio. I'm installing Debian Linux in an Oracle virtual machine. Then I'm going to install the Anaconda Python system into Debian that way. I got I just went out and I got last week I got a 2 terabyte hard drive. I think it's actually a 2 terabyte storage drive. Okay, $150. That's crazy. So I thought, I got all this space. I might as well just throw some stuff out there and see what happens. I've already got R and Python installed in Windows. Right now, what I'm trying to do is, like I say, I'm installing Debian and install the Anaconda. Are you familiar with the Anaconda system? Oh yeah. Unfortunately, I've already used up about 500. I'm down to 1.4 terabytes right now. Yeah, $150. That's crazy. I mean, how could you not get a 2 terabyte drive for $150? I mean, I have a friend who says the first hard drive he got was a 5 megabyte hard drive. Go this was. He was like, man, I'm never going to use all this space. 5 megabytes. And of course, the other thing was he's one of these guys. He jumped on the latest bandwagon. He paid some outrageous amount of $200 or $300 for the 5 megabyte hard drive or something like that. Man, I'm never going to use all this space. And then the price went up to like, what was it? I don't know. Maybe $1 a megabyte or something, or $2 a megabyte. Back then there were IDEs and there were SCSI drives. SCSI were what the servers used because they were fast, and the most you purchased had IDE drives. What's going on here? Yeah, so I'm still in the selecting software stage. Now, one piece of advice, and I'm convinced this makes a huge difference, is if you use an Oracle virtual machine, okay, change the network type to bridge from NAT. Because my experience is, I can see it right here, a bridged connection is much faster than a NAT connection when you're going from the box to the laptop. Look how fast this is going right there right now. So I was out, you know, the official Anaconda website is at anaconda.com. Okay. Oh, now it's saying 33 minutes to install. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. I certainly hope not. That'd be crazy if it did. If it was really that slow, it took that long. But I don't remember it taking that long before. It didn't take nearly that much amount of time before. Of course, you know what the trouble is. I'm live streaming. This laptop originally had like 3/4 of a terabyte. It's like 750 gigabytes or something like that. And I just until the last 100 gigabytes or 50 gigabytes, I said, you know what? That's just installed a clean install Windows 10. Then I spent like 2.5 to 3 hours, reinstalling on my software and stuff like that. But it was well worth it. Really worth it. Of course, part of the problem right now is, well, I'm sharing a network connection with you. So that's why it's slowing down a little bit, because I'm splitting the network connection between the Debian install, some videos I'm watching on Anaconda, and my live stream. But yeah, be sure to be notified. So you said that your schoolwork. So what are you studying in school then? What's your major? The plan. Okay, so is this for your bachelor's degree, your first 4 years? Okay, good. So what year of your studies are you in then? Okay, there you go. So what you said you're watching my videos. So what type of programming and are you what do you use to programming are you doing as part of your degree program? Okay, good. Big data is always a good thing. Yeah. So if you're watching my videos, you're probably doing some R programming. Is that right? Maybe some SQL. The thing you have to understand about R is that it's a function-based language. Everything's done with functions, from the most basic function at the command line up to a tidyverse. It's a function based. You rarely ever write a loop statement in R because it has the loops built into them. You know, they're all designed to loop over a data frame or a matrix. Yeah. Okay, very nice. Okay. So so how much SQL work have you done so far as part of your program? There is a new database out there that's kind of fun. Well, there is one source of big data after I've been using that's the New York City taxi cab data. Let me see something here. It contains ride data information like fares, the number of users, the number of users. What is this? Well, this is kind of strange, except, this is odd. Why is it doing that for? Are you doing much with ChatGPT? That's kind of strange. My Get Pocket got kicked out. Anyway, the New York City taxi cab data is like 8 to 10 million rows per month. I'm kind of the last exact opposite. I use ChatGPT, everything from Bible study to write SQL and to write Python and R code. Here, that's a link for the taxi cab data. Like I said, they got they got a lot of data from 2009 to 2023, and the yellow cab data, like I said, is 8 to 10 million rows per month, and I put it into a Duck database. Okay, so I got like, I don't know what. You can see here the Duck database, and what's it contain? I can't remember what the date ranges it has. Is it 2012 to 2020? Anyway, it's over 800 million rows now, and it's 51 gigabytes. So if you're looking for a lot of data to try to work with, One piece of advice as I have, if you view text data, what I've done, I used R. I created the initial table, then I used the append function as part of the database. Rather than trying to upload the data at once, I just started appending the existing table. But the mistake I made is I didn't set up any indexes. So before you pump too much data into your tables, set up an index your tables, okay? So have you done any Python as part of your degree program? I could be here a while. Okay, there you go. So have you tried to use the Anaconda distribution yet? Are you familiar with that? Which is one we'll look at, and hope to look at that sometime tonight. If not, to be part of tomorrow evening's session. Okay. You mean like Starlink type of thing? Yeah, it's an IDE management system. Uh, it allows you to work with different. Ah, so who won the speed test? Uh-oh, that rascal Elon Musk has done it again. Anyway, so Anaconda is a whole Python distribution. It includes hundreds of packages pre-installed, multiple IDEs, multiple versions of Python, and what it does, it's an environment management system. So you set up different environments for your different projects, and you can use different version of Python for different environments. It's fairly popular, I think, among Python developers because it pretty much installs everything you need. So what type of speeds were you looking at for a Starlink? So I still have another hour to go here. Yeah, I prefer, my VS Code is my preferred for Python programming, yeah. What do you mean you had trouble importing some tools on it? Oh, data caps are never a good thing. So if this is correct, I still got another hour, 11 minutes to go. So I could be here a while. I could be up a little while. You know, it's been a long time since I pulled an all-nighter, but we'll see what happens. By the way, if there's anybody else in the background there, hey, don't be shy, folks. Step up, join Sebastian and me, join the conversation. Of course, as always, click that bell icon to be notified whenever I go live, all right? It says select and install software. Wait a minute. I didn't get a chance to select my software. So have you done anything with Linux at all? Are you a Linux guy at heart? What's this? What's that? What's the $24 for? You just make a donation to me or something? I'm not sure what that is. And if it's money, I'm not sure how I get it. How did you do that? Oh, thanks so much. So how do I get the $24 then? Thanks so much, shot. Yeah. So how did you do that? How'd you send a sticker like that? Thanks for the contribution. I appreciate it, friend. Huh. So do I actually get $24 cash? Is that what that is? You're using to donate to my stream, by the way. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, friend. Huh. Okay, yeah. I'm using Oracle VM here also, yeah. Okay, yeah. Isn't Kali, isn't that the one supposed to be for like a very secure system or something like that? Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Yeah, yeah. I've way back in the day, I cut my teeth on a distribution called Slackware. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Slackware is actually, yeah, that's right. Yeah, wait. When I'm talking back in the last millennium, the 20th century. Uh, a friend introduced me to Linux way back in the 90s and early 2000s. And Slackware was one of the first distributions out there to actually have a distribution. Okay, and when I first started using it, I installed it from floppy disks. I tell you what it was like back in the day, and it's X Windows and GNOME and KDE and all that stuff. Slackware's still around. It's not really updated as much as it used to. I ran Puppy Linux for a little while. Lightweight distribution, but it wasn't the software and stuff like Python and stuff wasn't as up to date as I preferred. Then for a couple months I had to install it on my other laptop, and I didn't really use it that much either. I decided to, and it also didn't have like the latest versions of R and Python installed with it. So I said, I'll try Debian. Okay. So so have you tried any other distributions of Linux? I'll be right back. We'll get me something to drink, okay? I'll be right back here. Okay, well, the guy I mentioned who had the 5 MB hard drive, he's the one that got me interested in Linux. He started talking about, man, it's amazing. There's all these programming languages, there's shell scripting, and all these databases and web server and all this stuff. And he got me started on Linux. And I actually used my knowledge of Linux at one point back in the 20th century, back during the first internet bubble. The first internet bubble, to get a job working at places like Sun Microsystems, making $32 an hour. And all I had, only Unix knowledge I had was was working personally with Linux. Because Linux is basically a Unix clone. And all them great Unix tools, awk and set and grep and stuff like that, those are all ported over from Unix. And so that's how I got started with Linux. Uh-oh. For one brief moment, it said 17 minutes remaining. By the way, if my face did, it just means that my camera died. So I'm using my camera as my webcam. I use a program called Prism Live Studio and the Prism Live mobile app on my phone to live stream with. It's pretty nice. The other ones out there, it's kind of in its own little universe. Is one called Arch Linux. Are you familiar with Arch Linux? Well, the red bar just inch a few millimeters. I certainly hope it's not really going to take me an hour to install Linux. I may have to leave Anaconda for tomorrow night. Yeah. Arch is what's called a rolling release, so it's constantly releasing updates for it. That's okay. That's okay, but I'm to that point in my Linux life cycle that I don't get a kick out of Arch Linux, things like Arch Linux and stuff like that. It's just like it's just a tool for me, like just like RStudio is and stuff like that. So what you mentioned that you use Python for big data. So what type of big data projects have you done with your Python? Oh, the numbers are creeping up here a little bit. 688 of 1,390 packages installed. Gas prices in Mexico. Okay. So you mentioned you did some web scraping. What package did you use to do your web scraping? Beautiful soup. Oh, that sounds familiar. Okay, here's a Python guy you probably want to show love to also. He streams live on Twitch and YouTube. This is his Twitch channel. He's a big time Python programmer. Uses Anaconda all the time to manage his environments. Definitely check his Twitch channel out. On YouTube, his name his handle is Rob Mueller. See, they're the Rasquiz. He's apparently doing web scraping right now, as a matter of fact. Speaking of web scraping. And here we are. Oh, here he is. And that's his YouTube channel. Oh, we're up to 42 packages, 38 minutes, 54 seconds. I'm still holding out the hope I'll be able to finish in time tonight. By finishing time, I mean by about, say, 11:30, which gives me a half hour to midnight to get Anaconda installed. By the way, there will be a table of contents in the description below, in case you want to come back and watch me install Anaconda at some point. Have you ever, do you have a repository on GitHub? GitHub? Yeah, Rob Mueller, Medallion Stallion, is actually streaming right now on Twitch and YouTube. 755 of 1,007 of 1,390 packages. Some 60. Oh man, we're jumping. We're really jumping now. 762. Oh, we're back up to. Oh, whew. Now it's saying 56 minutes again. Hey, why don't you, can you drop me a link to your GitHub repository and take a look and see what you've been up to? I'm out there also someplace. Of course, as you would imagine, I got lots and lots of R code on my GitHub repository. So what type of projects did you do with R then? Yeah, I started using using GitHub all the time with RStudio. Okay. So what's your GitHub repository? You can also click the, you can also follow me on GitHub also. That way you'll be notified whenever I go live. You know, GitHub really comes in handy when you want to rebuild your system. You know, like my laptop here. I mean, all the key projects are up there. You know, and so it's just like rebuilt my laptop, went out, installed Git, cloned a couple repositories, and now I'm back up. 911 packages. We're getting close now. 24 minutes. Of course, the first thing you want to do whenever you install a new Linux distribution, the first thing you want to do is go out and run package apt update and apt upgrade to make sure you run the thing. Oh, okay. It's probably because it's the way it's the way it's set up. You can send it to me on Facebook Messenger if you want to. Yeah, the other thing that's been taking up my time the last week or so was help a young lady from Tunisia with a class project, and it's a Python project. Some R, some Python. And our numbers are jumping now, 950, 951, 52. Well, we're over 50%. Well, that's odd. Wait a second. It's saying 23%. Wait a minute. That must be space. It's not. It's 23% mean time, or does it mean the size of the packages? It's got to be more than just the. So what's your username on Git? See if I can find you here. So I see a Sebastian Dela Cruz and a Sebastian Cruz 11. Sebastian, is it one of those you? Wait a minute, if your name's Arturo, then who's Sebastian Cruz? Wait a minute, you're not there. Two names? Let's try this. Is that you? Is this you here? I see R Basics, Arca. Is this you? Well, let's just check out a little R. Wait, this is all you got for R programming? Wait a second. That's it? Where's all your programming work at? You got to hey, we all got to start small, right? So we all got to start someplace. Where's your Python code? I didn't see any Python up there. Oh, here's a little Python. Yeah, that looks promising. Hmm. What's this? Hmm. Yeah, I got a few more repositories than you, I guess. Hey, at least you got a nice logo. Nice job with the logo. Oh, we're over 1,000 packages now. Yeah, you need more some more programming. Lots of a couple of data sites. I'm sure you have you are you on Kaggle also? You can also put notebooks up on Kaggle. Oh, good. That's a good site for some data. It's sort of like the big issue, world problems type of data sets. But there's tons and tons of data sets out there. Uh, I'm sure you know about Kaggle, right? Oh baby, we're within 390 packages of finishing this part of the install. And here's sort of an interesting site. This is the Federal Reserve Economic Data website from the St. Louis Fed. Look at economic type of data in there. Maybe We're getting close now. No, thanks. Tons and tons of, lots and lots of R programming. A little bit of SQL, but lots and lots of R programming, yeah. Yeah, I've been doing R programming 3 or 4 years now. And I just got in a habit of doing it. I mean, just that, because in our studio, you have a in our studio, you can create a project, right? Right, right, you can create an R project, right? You know that. You can create a new project. Don't know what's causing that. That's kind of curious. And you can say version control, get, right? And you can come over there. And I come over here to your site. And I can clone your repository. Okay. Now this is Python, of course, but that's okay. And you can and then again, you come over here, and you can update your repositories. Okay, do a commit and then a push, and I just started using it a long time ago, and oh baby, within 290. So it's saying 8 minutes now. Yeah, so it's and you can clone your repositories to any computer you want to because you have access to your files. So anywhere you have a computer connection, you got access to your GitHub repositories. And like I said, but if you ever have to go back and rebuild your laptop or your computer, which of course every now and then, just to get it cleaned out, then you don't lose anything. You don't lose anything. You just rebuild your system, and you're back up and running. We're getting close now. One thing, if you actually look at some of my R programs, I tend to do the same things over and over again. Which is true of the data analytics. You load the data, you load the libraries, you clean your data, you do some descriptive statistics with your data, you do some visualizations, and you go on from there. So it's who knows? Maybe I'll actually get. Let's see if I can get this finished installed in say 30 minutes. I may go ahead and try to install Anaconda tonight also. If not, then we'll see what happens. So have you tried using like notebooks, Jupyter notebooks as part of VS Code at all? Have you tried using like Jupyter Labs? You know, another thing you look at for online libraries is Google Colabs. That's another Jupyter notebook site also, by the way. Let's open a folder. Oh, I installed that to the wrong spot, didn't I? Oh yeah, here's my, this is all my, well, let's do this. I don't think I have beautiful suit, beautiful. Okay. Make sure you keep your packages up to date, okay? Very important. Okay. But what you do over here is you come over here and you search for Python, right? Then you install Microsoft Python. Then you install Jupyter notebooks, okay? So if I wanted to create a Jupyter notebook, you would use the IPYNB. Come over here, T's in there. Of course, the other thing that's really hot right now is a package called Quarto. It's used to create documents and works with R and Python. You know, I basically know as much about Python as I do about R, which isn't a whole, which means I could do basic things like doing EDA and simple plots. Modeling and predictive models and statistical models, nah, no, I don't know a lot about that. But all I'm doing is creating cells here, okay, and copying your code across. Let's see. There it is. Good. Control S to save. Let's come back up here. Run this.